Hello, ladies and gents. Romie Reviews here. Oh my God. There is something wrong with all of them. All of them. There is something wrong with all of them. I'm not doing this reunion order because, I'm doing it based off of what spoke out to me the most. Let's start with our baby Apple Watts. So Miss Apple Watts, she was on one. She was on one. She was wearing this almost like silver metallic-y but frilly dress at the same time, and she had a short bob blonde haircut, and you know, wig, whatever. And I said, okay, Apple Watts, we see Shun, we see Amber, and we didn't know this. Well, at least I didn't know this, but apparently they had a falling out. I wasn't surprised, but I was upset at the same time because I said, no. Apparently, Apple Watts, when you really hear what she's saying and we hear the problem, it's not that Shun wasn't fulfilling the stuff that she said that she was going to fulfill for Apple Watts. Oh my God, what is going on here? It's the fact that she felt like, hey, you did not deliver on what you said you were going to deliver when it came to money. Now, Shun gave us a receipt of $17,000. This was all the money that she spent on the things that she's done for Apple Watts, maybe her apartment, all that stuff. Excuse me, at the time. And Apple Watts said, yes, I'm not saying that you didn't spend money on me. I'm saying that you're telling me to lay low, chill, and, I promise we're going to do this and that, but I'm not having money being brought in. I'm not having money being brought in. And so I needed to go and work at the meantime. Shun said, Apple, I did not tell you you can't go into the club ever again and make money. You said you didn't want to go and make money that way anymore. And so that's why we started to work together and go this route. And it really just sounds like, because apparently Apple's still very cool with Amber Diamond. They're actually friends. And she was just like, they're all just like, look. And Apple, once Nina really talked to her, it's like, okay, maybe I jumped the gun with me sending her the text message and saying that I didn't want to work with her. But Apple has a lot of trust issues. And she also feels like, I need to provide for my kids. Because remember, she has kids. So she needs to provide for herself, provide for her children. And I guess the way how everything was presented, she probably thought the money would flow in a lot quicker. And so when it didn't, and it's like, yes, I have an apartment that's being paid for. It's a safe place that we can stay, but I don't have an actual income coming in. And so I guess she probably argued with Shun Love, and Shun was probably like, yo, what's wrong with you? You're bugging. Speaking of that, so they may work it out. They may work it out, because at first I said, now Shun, are we really going this route of, you said that at the end of the day, you were going to be there for Apple. And, the money, obviously you wanted to make money, but it wasn't just about that. So going and throwing that back in someone's face, that doesn't sound like what you said this was really about. But Apple's other part of her storyline, where she was crying and she was just pissed, was Mr. Watts, her play father. That's what we'll call it, because as we know, he wasn't actually her dad. Now, he tried to say that because, yes, they did teleconference him in. That was smart to not have him in the studio. That was smart. That was smart. Shun saying, I knew that wasn't your father because Apple's cute. And that man, I said, no, don't do that. Don't do that. But, yeah, we all agree that the motives were very odd and weird, especially since we know that he has been, or at least was doing a part of entertainment. Not saying that he probably didn't do more than what Apple Watts and some of them have ever done, but still, you always have to look at the full scope, like what is going on here. And he was saying that she needed direction. So around 6-7 years ago, he came into her life and they had a dinner, and he said that he told her that he wasn't her biological father. She said, that's BS. We did have a dinner and you talked about a lot of things. You did not bring that up. You didn't say anything like that to me. You said something about father, but that's it. I'm thinking, does he think we're dumb? Because you're the one who's open to doing the DNA test. You could have said, she already knows I'm not the See, that's why I said, what? I spent too much time on this. Because the rest of it was almost like, are you kidding me? K. Michelle was funny during this reunion. I have to give it to K. Michelle. She was funny. Especially when discussing certain things like with A1. Because we see that A1, he goes and cleans up what he says. Safari was there, and Safari looked very regular. Clearly, he was just asked to be a part of it, because Safari looked dressed as if he was like going to, I don't know, going for a run or going to some club in New York. And you know Safari goes all out normally. So that's just like, wait a minute, what's going on? What's going on here? But Safari, he goes and slowly, because Lyrica, remember, she's pregnant, so they made sure to have her separate in a different room. Safari confirms that they did not sleep together, which I believe that they didn't sleep together. I do believe that other things, as far as, you know, flirting or stuff like that, I believe that definitely happened. And that wasn't necessarily denied either. The problem is, Safari said it slowly, like with dramatic effect, as if, well, this is the reunion. There's no time to play games anymore. I get it, it's a show. He doesn't take this seriously. It seems like A1's still irritated, but he's over it. A1 had this very look. What it'll be, baby, it was meant to be. He loves his wife, and they are just moving forward. They even showed the DNA test, showing that, of course, A1 is the father. Lyrica was very upset that A1 asked for that, but she was more upset at her mother-in-law for spearheading part of that. And when I tell you Mama Pam was on one, Mama Pam was there. I said, Mama Pam looks good. Look at Mama Pam. She's happy. I could tell she's happy. Because I said her spirit before she started to talk was just, I'm here. I'm next. She's next to her son. Everything is good. 5 seconds later, it goes from, oh, she got married in Nigeria, everyone's clapping, everyone's happy, to F you, screw you, bleep, 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 bleep. I said, wait, what's going on here? And she was pissed at Lyrica G, because she felt like Lyrica G, how dare her go and again cause a wedge. She feels like Lyrica G intentionally caused a wedge in between her and her son A1's relationship. And what I will say is, I'm sure Lyrica G, whether it was intentional or not, aided in making that relationship more difficult for Pam by saying you need to. But if it's in more so in support of his wife, then I don't know what to say to Mama Pam, because that's what it seemed like. Lyrica was upset, one, because Lyrica felt like, again, not only her mother-in-law, but also her sister-in-law, meaning, what was her name? Patrice? I think Patrice. Went and gave A1 those text messages. A1 said, look, those messages were old. But again, A1 was so over it that he didn't really want to talk. He didn't really want to explain much. Lyrica didn't really want to explain much, but she did want to yell. She did want to yell. She did want to scream. So at one point she was cursing out Mama Pam for, how dare you go tell my mother that way? And then they get into this yelling match. Nina, every time Lyrica talked, someone was trying to get at her. So the conversation had to be deaded there. Whether it was, because first it started off with K. Michelle. K. Michelle came ready. Kimberly came ready. And I like the black hair more than the blonde hair she had later on. But K. Michelle said, here's how this is going to work. You were jealous of me. You were a hater. How dare you? You know, I sucked my neck out for you. And then you went and tried to flip the script. And Lyrica's like, you washed up you. But I said, oh my gosh. And they're just yelling. And Nina said, stop. She's pregnant. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. And I did hear that she has some complications. So it also made sense where they're just trying to avoid all of that. It went from that because K. Michelle said, oh, well, if I can't argue with her, then I'm going to go. And she did go for a while. You know who else had a problem with her? Moniece. Because now I'm trying to figure out what was the issue between her and Moniece. That was the part that threw me off. I was looking like, what's the problem? What was the actual issue? Let me know what the actual issue was with Moniece. And when I say actual issue, I mean, let me know if it was worth being an issue. Not what the problem was, but was it worth them doing all of that? Because someone was telling Moniece, hey, stop arguing with her, she's pregnant. And Moniece said, I don't care if she's pregnant. And then someone else, I think Rockstar, was starting to go at Moniece and saying, leave her alone, she's pregnant, what's wrong? And I'm thinking, what is going on here? This makes no sense. Oh, this is so confusing. Ray J with that blonde hair. Princess Love looked good. Oh, but Ray J with that blonde hair. And so now let's jump to the Ray J. Lyrica just wanted to say they both did what they did outside of their relationship when they were broken up. They're back together, so that's all that matters. The people who want to support them, support them. The people that don't. Speaking of that, because we're almost done with them, somehow, in some love and hip-hop mystical way, the cameras are off, and now Rockstar almost sounds like he has some sense. And I'm thinking, wait up. I said, I knew that was, an over-the-top character. Because now Rockstar is confirming, look, the reality is, he's trying to say he didn't sleep with Lyrica recently. That they knew each other for years. And he actually knew her. I guess they went to the same high school or something. Or it was high school age when they did sleep together.
Remember to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe and come back.
Or have some type of relationship. And I said, oh, because I had a feeling he did sleep with her. But I even said that maybe it wasn't the time frame that people thought it was. And that's what made me feel like people are blowing this out of proportion. Rockstar is just trying to put 20 on 10. And he acknowledged that. He said, look, I wasn't in a good place with A1. We've always had our back and forth ever since we've known each other. And so I was being very petty and putting 20 on 10. But no, I did not sleep with Lyrica recently. Obviously, that can't be my baby. It's not Safari's baby. Let's just dead it. I'm thinking, wait a minute, what? So that probably means that she probably cursed him out and he apologized and they all agreed this is how we're going to act at the reunion. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. He maybe even preemptively called them and said, okay, we're done. I was kind of full on there because we were in a good spot, but I never said this or that because that wasn't the actual case. Are we good? Because the fact that A1 was just nodding his head like, we don't have any problems, everything is good. And then they actually left later on. They left together. Oh, I'm thinking, what the? Because they didn't want to talk, so there's no point of them being there. So that part was over. Ray J acknowledges that he was messy, but Ray J still... No, you know what? No, Ray J acknowledges that he was being messy and that he was doing too much and that he was jumping to conclusions, even though no one actually said what they said, especially in the time frames that they said, even though everyone was doing too much during that time. Everyone. So this is a shot to everyone because everyone was doing too much during that time. Who do I want to discuss next? Who? Let's go to, I'm jumping around. Let's go to Akbar and his clan and his harem. Because, disgusting. Gross. Akbar, Sade, and Alejandra versus Tiara Marie in Friends. That's exactly what it was. Akbar, Alejandra, Tiara Marie versus Friends. Tiara was saying how, you know what? You're a liar. You're a cheater. And you're a manipulator. And I said, hey, man. Safari and I think Rockstar was also out there. We were all on the same page. Hey. No, I think it was just Safari. Hey, man. Hey, man. Okay. But they're trying to say, Sade was trying to insinuate, well, Tiara, you knew what it was. Stop playing around. You knew what it was. And Tiara said, I know this was some Sister Wives mess. No, I did not. I'm thinking, because in part 2, they're going to insinuate that Tiara was the one who did send it. But again, they're all lying on some capacity. Well, maybe I shouldn't say lying, because that's not fair. They're all doing some shady stuff in some capacity. So I don't know who we can really trust. I'll say shady. While we have that going on, because Akbar was saying, you know, he likes women, like, he was trying to say that he doesn't run away from women who have issues and have a past, or like a seeded past. He embraces that, and he wants to help them. He wants to protect them. He wants to be their father. He wants to be their daddy. Everyone said, ew, what? What? And I think this is when K. Michelle might have been back out there, with the blonde hair, and she was just, or maybe not with the blonde hair, but she was just like, what? Daddy, why was so, you think that's cute to be calling someone, and I said, that's right. Go off. Because I think she went off on Rockstar too, if I'm not mistaken. To be fair, yes, she did go off on Rockstar, because when K. Michelle was talking, no, Rockstar was saying the whole thing about, oh, well, this is what actually happened. She said, Rockstar, you know what? You arguing with the women. You're on the wrong show. You need to go on Housewives and get your peach. Now, but anyway, speaking of K. Michelle still has to go back and get more of her, the rest of her implants taken out, or the rest of the materials taken out. So I said, oh, okay. And, she was really happy for Ray J and Princess Love, because they had the child, they had the daughter. And Ray J at the end, you know, probably thinking again about everything that happened. This is when reality comes in, and he says, you know what? And I do really apologize. And most importantly, you know, I definitely changed since becoming a father, and trying to set a better example, and understand it's not cool to go and, you know, play women and all of that, even though that is what he did this season. But I guess this is his way of apologizing, and for us to just forget that happened. You know, by next season, we won't care. By next season, we won't care unless he does something dumb, and then we'll throw it right back in his face. So that was fine. Princess Love just had that look of, oh, really? Okay, that's nice. Okay. What else happened that was interesting enough to talk about? Let's see. Bridget Kelly getting buck when, you know, Akbar and his harem were up there. I thought that was interesting, because I said, why even talk? And Bridget said, because I have a mouth and I'm here. I'm going to say whatever I need to say, because the way how you're talking is disgusting, and what's wrong with you? Oh, let's talk about Jay Will. We don't really, it was messed up. It was 2 words for La Britney, but this is only part 1. But Jay Will's storyline, I guess they wrapped up, and they said that he may get an invite back. And he just said, you know, he apologized again, but better this time, to La Britney, and she accepted it. And he just said that he's going to continue both characters, but he's going to put more focus on himself. And we said, okay, great, cool. And this is when Solo Lucci went and said, you know, at first I was taken aback by the image and by everything that was going on, because it was just so much when I saw the Candy persona. But when I actually just listened, I said, okay, there's something there. And then with him rapping, I said, okay, there's something there. So I talked to him and I said, I respect him. I said, you know what? Shout out, big ups to you, Solo Lucci. Now we just need more people like you to openly say stuff like that, and we can really push the needle forward for all that, for that community and whatnot in hip hop. What else happened? It was so entertaining. I mean, Lyrica G acting like, why did Mama Pam call her a peasant? She said a peasant, bleep you over there looking stupid, over there looking dumb. Mama Pam was pissed. A1 yelling at his mom like you need to stop, and now she's not going to be involved in the birth of the baby, and she's not getting their invite. Her invite was taken back. Lyrica doesn't want her here. A1 has to go and just do what's best for his wife. And I'm just thinking, ugh. And this is exactly what Lyrica G wanted. You can tell in her face, that's exactly what she wanted. She said, oh, that's my baby. That's my grandchild. The rest of y'all, you could have had an invite if you acted right, or at least my version of the act right. But since you couldn't do that, you don't get an invite. Oh, I like how that flowed. Oh, well. What else happened? 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 I'm still looking at Solo Lucci, Akbar, Ray J, and Safari. Like, what? Really? Really, guys? Really? With such umbrage? Because Jesus, fix it, Jesus. But that's it. If there's anything else that I missed, which I'm sure there is, I'm sure there's really important or interesting stuff that I missed, but it's not coming to mind, so there's that. Please like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for part 2.
Remember to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe and come back.